Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to record another video for you guys. This one is on the Jupiter in Leo transit that we've got, and I'm super excited for this reading. I can't wait to see, there's already some really interesting things that are coming through, and I can't wait to see what I get for you guys and to see how this plays out. As you guys know, we have Jupiter that's been in the sign of Cancer for a while now. And, it's not my favorite placement. Everybody else says that it's great, but I really didn't think it was that great, to be honest with you. And, I just think that, Jupiter's going to be really happy, when it goes into a sign that can expand. The crab is stuck in its shell. It cannot literally expand. It wobbles side to side. So it just, when a Cancer expands, they expand in kind of like this lateral movement. And a lot of times, things just don't turn out the way that, you want them to or expect them to. And it's hard to move forward in ways that are really healthy. And so, and so I think this transit is going to be really great for a lot of people. And I've got the charms laid out here. So this is a charm and tarot reading. Those of you who want to book a reading, I'm still open. My readings are still open. So you're more than welcome to check out the links in the description box for how to send a payment. Basically, you send it through one of the flat apps. It's $100 for 30 minutes. And I'm just really excited to do this reading and see how this turns out. I appreciate all this love and support from everybody, all the thumbs up. As you guys know, it's been a long time since I had monetization, so all of these videos are free from Google advertisements. And that means that they don't really get seen, and I'm kind of fighting always with the algorithm, but I'm happy to do this transit. I record regardless, okay? I'm really happy to do the reading for this transit to see what's going to come from this. And, I hope everybody, appreciates this work that I'm doing, and hopefully, you guys get something from it. So let's look to see what we've got. I'm going to just pull some cards here. Also, I want to, before I forget, remind everybody that I have a second channel. Okay, that channel is just new and it's blossoming, and I really appreciate everybody checking out that new channel. It's also OracleDaphne 2.0. Okay, so definitely go head over there. I'll provide the link to my other channel in the comments, but definitely check it out because it's a work of love, labor of love. So let's see what else we're gonna get here. Interesting. Okay, so, one of the first things that I'm getting is that Leo can expand in a very powerful way. And it's going to expand things which are both good and bad. Okay, so it's not just going to be the blessings that are expanded here. It's also negative things in your life. If you have, any kind of drama in your life, if you have any kind of issues in your life that are going, those things will also be expanded during this period of time. Is one of the first messages that I'm getting. I'm not sure if you see this card, and I've never actually seen it this way before, but it looks like these two critters are going head to head in this boxing ring. It looks like there's this square, and they're kind of just, really going at it, but I've never actually looked at it this way. I've looked at it in different ways, but I've never seen it this way. And this is like meeting your match, going head to head with somebody, having words with somebody. There's a dramatic element that's going to be coming out, I feel, for this transit during this period of time. Very, very dramatic. Okay, so this is a time where you're going to want to watch what you say, and you're going to want to watch how epic things get, and you want to watch how expanded. Again, it's sort of like they teach you about how things escalate in relationships and behavioral health. Okay. So learning about behaviors and he said, she said, things can escalate. And so to me, this is like an escalation of something that maybe has already been in process. Like, you have issues with a particular person. You have issues or going forward, you may have issues with a particular person. And it's going to me, it looks like it's going to escalate. It's going to become bigger. And every time you go back and forth, you say something worse, they say something worse, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And that kind of, to me, is very Jupiter and Leo. It's an expansion, which is not necessarily about all of the positive things. Now, before like everybody kind of shoots me down for talking about a lot of negative stuff, I am realistic with life. There's the good things that happen in life, and there's things that are more challenging. And I'm here to sort of report, I want to say, and read all of the things that I see, which may or may not be to anyone's liking, but at least I'm saying them, and at least that you guys have kind of like a little bit of a forewarning to kind of watch your temper during this time, watch what you say, watch your engagement, try not to engage, okay? Try not to get engaged. It's going to be really hard. Leo is so, I want to say determined. They're usually very determined to hold their ground, speak their voice, have an opinion, take up space. They can really get into some intense situations because they're so like intense about holding their ground. And it almost doesn't even matter the rest of it. Like they're just, I don't know, the word prideful coming through. They can be very prideful. And in that pridefulness, there's this pride about standing up for themselves. And you know what? Here's the thing. Okay. We are coming out of this very watery North Node in Pisces. So what I'm going to tell you here is that, for whatever reason, the gloves might come off in a certain situation. And I'm going to validate you and say that you have a reason, those of you who are watching, you have a reason to stand up for yourself and hold your ground. And I'm going to tell you that you should. Hold your ground. Absolutely hold your ground. And if there's people that are not making space for you, the lesson here with this Jupiter and Leo is teaching you that it's okay to take up space. It's okay for you to be you. It's okay to have a voice. It's okay to stand for your truth. And it's okay to express yourself. The only thing that I'm going to say is that despite that fact, things might get a little bit escalated and a little bit out of hand, probably more than you're expecting. Because we have the tomahawk here as well. And, things might not be the way you want them because, with the holly here, this is, things not being the way you want them, not going necessarily the way you want it to go. However, that being said, you still have a right to speak up for yourself. You still have a right to stand your ground, and it's okay to take up space. There was this whole period of time in which I felt like there was a lot of doors that were closing on me, and I felt like it was almost as if, wherever I was, it wasn't okay for me to be there. It wasn't okay for me to take up space. And with this Jupiter and Leo, it's okay for you to take up space. It's okay for you to go someplace. It's okay for you to hang out and just, do you. But I would say that, there may be some things which are not going to go the way you think they're going to go. And it might be upsetting to you, however those things boil down or boil over, I should say. Let's see what else. I see for some of you, like buying a home or moving potentially in the fall. I'm seeing this leaf here with this big key. To me, this is like, again, for some of you could be buying like a forever home or, I don't know, investing in a property or doing something in the fall time with your home or, I want to say, again, it feels like some kind of, a big chunk of maybe reaching a goal, or like to me, it's like a full package kind of deal. So whatever that full package is, for some of you, a full package deal might be getting married. And for some of you, a full package deal might be buying a house. For some of you, a full package deal might be getting married and buying a house. For some of you, a full package deal is, moving to another location. That's really, I don't know. I want to say moving away from like maybe a challenging time or challenging period, or moving away from a location or a period in your life that it's not necessarily the best. Because, again, we have the tomahawk here, but we also have the whale here. And the whale is really about long-term relationships. It's about really having like a bond with somebody, or having a close relationship. So for some of you, you're leaving behind like an old relationship that was toxic, or leaving behind an old relationship or something that didn't work out, that didn't go the way to plan. Anything that doesn't go to plan will be replaced by something bigger, better. That's a big message here for Jupiter and Leo. Those of you leaving behind, like, let's just say you were to move out somewhere or move somewhere, like whatever you're moving to is going to be bigger and better than what you're leaving behind. So for example, if, it's sort of just like expanding, like, so say you live in a 1-bedroom, you're going to be moving into a 2-3 bedroom, or even a house. For some of you, those of you who, I don't know, like do any kind of contract work or do any kind of business work, you're leaving behind maybe a small business and you're going to get into a big business. For some of you, you're leaving behind a job that's smaller in nature, where you're not making that much money, and you're moving into a job that's going to pay you like, twice as much. Okay. This is a time in which the blessings are going to be massive. Okay. Massive, massive, massive. Like I can't even really tell you, Jupiter and Leo is massive, huge, big blessings. It's not small potatoes, guys. It really, really isn't. So I know I talked a little bit about some of this conflict stuff, or the expansion of the negative, but I'm also going to say the expansion of the positive is going to be bigger and better than what you're expecting. It is. Like if you were to get married, the marriage is going to be longer lasting than what you're expecting, go better than you're expecting. It's just, there's a lot of peacefulness that's coming through here also. You're going to have more fun than you're expecting. Here's the thing about Leo. Leo just loves to have fun. They can really just, I don't know, like everything is sort of at the expense of them having fun too, a little bit, which is kind of, endearing. But, you're going to have more fun than you're expecting. For some of you, you're going to, like, I don't know how to say this, feel more sexy than you're expecting, because we have the dolphin here and we have the heart here. So you might have, you might have more chemistry than you're expecting with a person. You might like end up really loving a person more than you're expecting. Those of you who are dating, what might be kind of like a one-night stand or something that starts where you're not really involved, might become really involved, where you're planning long-term things. Okay. For those of you like financial blessings, I feel like the financial blessings are going to come in interesting ways. Those of you like who end up getting married, you're going to have a lot of financial blessings when you get married. Those of you who, I'm seeing this interesting, like these 3 pieces here. I don't know how to explain this. Unexpected money, okay, that comes through in a different way than you're expecting will be bigger than you're expecting. So for example, like, okay, you might, I don't know, like be expecting maybe like a friend or family member to come through with a small amount. Maybe you need something to be covered. Maybe it's a bill. Maybe it's, I don't know, something practical in nature. They're going to come through with more than you're expecting. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. I also feel like you're going to have more fun than you're expecting and do more things with your money with the unexpected. So, like, let's just say you go out, you're going to spend more than you're expecting when you go out. You're going to spend more, like maybe on concerts, on sports events, on things where I'm seeing Kenny Chesney when he said he took time off. You know, he went and he did all these things. He went to Italy with his person. He did all these sporting events. That to me is what I'm seeing. Like those of you who end up taking time off, I feel like you're going to end up doing a lot more or spending more money than you're expecting. But it's actually really a blessing. One of the blessings that's coming through too is also for some of you, like there's healing to be had that's going to happen maybe on an old injury or on some condition that you had. There's going to be healing with that old thing. So it's interesting. We're moving out of that, the Jupiter in Cancer, which is the old, okay, into Leo, where the blessing with your health is going to be huge. Those of you, again, it's like kind of miraculous kind of healing where suddenly you don't notice you have the conditions you have, or suddenly you wake up and you feel great and you're like, I don't know why I feel so great. For some of you, you might find like a treatment or something to help you recover. Maybe it's an alternative treatment, or maybe it's something that you wouldn't consider taking. To me, it's like this element of healing, but healing goes beyond just like medicine. Okay, it goes beyond natural medicine. It goes beyond just in healing in general. Like healing covers a lot of different things, and I think the expansion for you is going to cover a lot of different areas. So healing can come in the way of sexual healing. Healing can come in the way of feeling really loved and being very supportive. Healing can come in the way of finding a really great doctor. Healing can come in the way of natural medicine. Healing can just be in just all these other areas where suddenly you feel like, wow, like I have a lot of great things happening. I have a lot of great things to be thankful for. I have a lot of things to be, grateful for. I feel like those of you who have really tried to overcome some like bad habits, maybe it's addictions, or maybe it's just like overcome challenges to maybe working out or getting into shape, losing weight, all of those things you're going to be working on more. Okay. So it's like Jupiter's going to be expanding, like you focusing on maybe taking better care of your body. Like it's going to expand it where instead of like you working out like half an hour a day, maybe a couple times a week, you're going to be working out like 5 to 6 days a week. I'm seeing, I like heard 6, but like it could be more like 5 to 6, okay, days a week where you're actually maybe at the gym, you're doing like a lot more maybe cardio than you're expecting, maybe a lot more weightlifting than you're expecting. Your physical body is going to have a total transformation during this time. It's kind of interesting that I'm seeing that too. There's so many beautiful things here actually too. One of the blessings that I'm seeing too is if you've gone through like a period where there hasn't been a lot of hopefulness, like you've been like maybe a little bit fussy, maybe your bedtimes haven't been, exact, maybe you felt like kind of depressed or kind of just like not really vibing things, I feel like the blessing with this bluebird is that you're going to have more hope than you're expecting during this period of time, or more hopefulness about your life, the way things are going. I want to talk, there is something here that's coming through about children. Those of you who have children, I feel like for some of you who are parents, and this is specific to parents, there's something coming through about sadness or challenge with regards to your children. Now, this is not necessarily like gloom and doom, like I don't want you to worry. It's just more like maybe difficult challenges with them in school, or challenges with them with friends, or challenges with them where they're at. Maybe it's they're studying, or maybe it's things that they're doing with their friends and their social life. I don't know how to explain it, like why there's going to be a challenge. Hang on one second. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm seeing the issue about children, but I feel like, and even those of you who have older children, it feels like we have the starfish here, and it feels just like that they might be having some challenges, whatever those challenges are. And because Jupiter is expanding this, you might just go through a period of time where they're having more issues. I do feel like overall in general, there's this lack of connection in our society within communities. And I feel like, the one thing that I can recommend is getting them into like some kind of group where maybe everybody turns their cell phone off. It could be like even like doing some painting, maybe like an art class. Those of you who are into like horses, or you're able to get into horses, like different, there's different programs that you can get into, get them into doing horses, or just into things where, they have to be more social and they can connect with other people, because I feel like there's this huge disconnect going on right now in our community and our society. And so I don't know, like, I feel like that's kind of like fundamentally like the issue, but I can't really offer too much more because I'm going to run out of time as far as suggestions. I do want to talk about some of the other blessings that are going to be coming through this transit. So let me look really quick to see what else I'm getting. I actually feel like there's going to be a lot in career that you're going to be expanding. So for some of you, you're actually going to probably have more work than you're expecting. Like Jupiter is going to expand this because we have the 10 of Wands, and this is like saying yes to too much or taking on too much. For some of you, it could be like working too much, or just having so much to do as far as your work. Whatever that might be. Those of you who have small business, you're going to see a change in your business. So you're going to have more business or clients than you're expecting during this period of time. I feel like it bodes really, really well for career. Those of you who may have seen like leaner times, or even if you haven't, like this is going into a period of time where you're going to have more work than you're expecting. You're going to get paid more than you're expecting, but also more work, and you're going to have a lot more on your plate. So again, you're going to want to kind of try to think about like what your limits are during this period of time. I think that's going to be helpful. I also feel like the Leo can get really burnt out. So if Jupiter, say, for example, sends you like 500 clients, you're going to get burnt out if you say yes to all of them. So you're going to want to like pick and choose and be kind of smart about like what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to during this period of time. My guides are confirming that. I also feel that there is something about money coming through here. You might make quite a lot during this period of time, more than you're expecting. But I would also say, like the last time things went in Leo, there was a change in the algorithm shortly after that period of time, which changed everything. So you're going to want to save. You're going to want to save during this period of time. If you make a lot, this is not a time to be like, oh, like I'm going to go buy this crazy yacht, or like, I don't know, do some crazy investing, or this is going to sound odd. This is a time to be wise and smart about your decisions and choices and what you do financially and how you spend your money. This is a time to save. This is a time to, if you're reaping the rewards of hard work, then this is a time to be like, okay, like it's almost like the energy of take the money and run. Like if you do really well, save it for another time later when things might not be so booming. There's going to be, to me, like a boom with this Leo, Jupiter and Leo energy. And for some of you, who are interested in investments and the things that could come around this fall, I would definitely say during this period of time to watch what you're spending, to watch how much you're spending, and to watch like, okay, if you do really well, I would say save it. That's what I would say. And I would actually probably advise not to do investing during this period of time. Because things can go really, really big and then come back down. Some of you are going to see an improvement in your level of peacefulness or restfulness. I also feel like those of you who have needed to have more support, I feel like you're going to have more support. Leo is such a supportive energy. When they care about someone, they really care. When they love someone, they really love someone. It's just like you're going to feel kind of like a maybe like a warmer energy than maybe you're used to, maybe from other people. I'm also seeing that as a blessing that's coming through, but just like the energy of restfulness, of peacefulness, of love, of support, coming through really, really strongly as a blessing through this transit. I almost wish I could do a part 2 for this, but I'm going to leave it off here. Thank you guys so much. If you want, you can donate and support my work. I send everybody big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye, guys.